Show today with our bi-weekly visit with Nancy from the Eddy County DWI Task Force. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hope things are doing well.
I hope things are doing well too.
Yeah.
Yes, things are well.
And you were enjoying some of Aaron's bumper stickers, I think.
Yes, I was. It's always a laugh to come in here when you're laughing at jokes that I can only hear one side of. And, and I'm thinking, what are they talking about?
That's right. You can't hear Aaron's unless you put the headphones on next time, but maybe you could do that. Yeah. I have a question. You remember Ronnie Knoll?
Yes.
And you remember Jim Wilburn?
Yes.
Today's Ronnie Knoll's birthday. And I was wondering, which one of them is older? Is Ronnie older than Jim, or is Jim older than Ronnie?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't been able to figure that out yet. But we'll see if we can. We'll see if we can figure that out one of these days. But happy birthday to Ronnie Knoll today.
Yes, happy birthday.
And do that. We talk quite a bit on the show. We announce a lot the Vitalent blood drives.
Yes.
And there's a shortage of blood, and people need to be encouraged to donate blood. And you have some information to share as to why it's important that people donate blood when it comes to accidents that happen. So,
well, accidents and several other different things, and it until I had the opportunity to talk to Stephanie Seabreeze with United Blood Drive.
Well, it's now called Vitalent.
Vitalent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, some millennial thing.
Oh. Well, I'll probably remember that about as well as I remember other things. But it got me to thinking of all of the different uses of the blood that is donated, and what would happen if the shortage got to the point where these people couldn't be taken care of. That would be absolutely deadly to them. And I'm not sure that, maybe it was just me. When I donate blood, I don't think it through what's going on, the different processes that the blood goes through and all of this kind of stuff. But for the person on the other end, which I was that person, it's life-giving. It's life or death. Without that blood, when I was in the wreck, I wouldn't be sitting here because I bled out. And days and days and days of getting transfusions, and I should have been more aware of it, but of course at that time I was kind of in na-na land anyway. But when I really got to thinking about it, what if it's your child that's in maybe not a wreck, but maybe in some position where they get hurt and they've lost a lot of blood? What if it's your child and that blood is not available because you never even considered going down and donating your blood?
Right.
And do you donate blood?
It's been a while, but yes, I have in the past.
Yeah. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. And I hear the excuses, I don't like needles. Well, when your child is laying there bleeding to death, he probably doesn't like the needles either, but that's life-giving blood. It's vital. And even when my husband was going through his cancer treatment, he had to have 3 blood transfusions. I don't understand that, but somehow or another he was just losing his blood. And during one of the times I went in with him to just sit with him while he was going through that, because it takes a while when you're getting a blood transfusion. There were several people in there. And they were talking about all the different reasons why they had to go in and have these blood transfusions, and sometimes it's once a month. And I'm thinking, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
And it's a lot of blood.
It's a lot of blood. And these people rely on us to donate that blood. And if we're so worried about getting stuck with a needle rather than worried about somebody's life, like I said a minute ago, even if it's your own life, or your children's lives, or your spouse's life, it's got to be there. Type O, as we know, is the universal blood. If you have that type, you need to go donate, because that blood can be used for anybody. The other blood types, they're vital, but not everybody, there's not a whole big bundle of them like there is type O blood, which mine's type O.
Okay.
So what, stop and think. Like I have been doing this past week, which is kind of funny because, like I said a minute ago, I wouldn't be sitting here if it hadn't been for the people that donated blood. But I never really gave it a whole lot of thought until I really talked to her. And, hey, Artesia's called the City of Champions. That doesn't need to stop at the ball field.
Mm-hmm.
We need to donate more blood than, say, Roswell and Carlsbad. And they're on top of it. They're donating blood. She told me that she was having problems finding a place for them to stay, so I'm working on that. And hopefully in October, we will have our next blood drive here in Artesia.
Okay.
So I just really encourage everybody.
Well, I know the Bloodmobile was at the hospital a couple
Yes.
weeks ago, a week ago or two, and that they do come down on a regular basis. They're going to be in Carlsbad tomorrow, Wednesday, 2 to 6 at the Southeast New Mexico College, because Stephanie gets us the list of all the upcoming blood drives, and it looks like they're going to be at Hotel Artesia on Friday the 26th
Of this month.
of this month.
Okay.
So that's the next time they're
Awesome.
going to be here in
That's
Artesia.
Friday the 26th?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not
that's
this Friday. It's next Friday.
next Friday.
Next Friday, the 26th. So
So now everybody that's listening knows.
yeah. Or if you're in Roswell, they have drives from time to time at their office at number 3 Grand Avenue. And Stephanie, says, "Here's my number. Give people my number if you want to call or text."
I even brought it too.
That's right.
And she's an amazing person to talk to if you would like to call her and get more information on what actually happens when you come in and give blood.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I was in there, it was it was full. There was lots of people there, people waiting to give blood. But it's been a while, and I hadn't realized how long it's been since I gave blood. My son is a very unusual person that makes too much blood, so he
Really?
has to go get blood taken out
Huh.
every couple of months, which is, I
Interesting.
don't know why he does or how that all happens either, but
Yeah.
he just, and it has a pretty powerful effect on him when he gets too much blood.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's amazing that they would even know that.
Yeah.
Whatever issues that he's having, that they would have discovered that, well, it's because you have too much blood that this is going
Yeah.
on. That's interesting.
That's crazy.
So he has to be a donator on a regular basis.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I ask him, every once in a while I catch him on that day. Oh, I've been over there getting rid of all my blood. And well, okay. In fact, I think the first time my husband had to have blood, he had just given blood. And he said, well, tell him I just gave some blood and he can just have all of mine he wants. After all, we're kin.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't think it really works that way, but it goes through this process.
I think you should call Stephanie, though, because some people are diabetic and they wonder if they can give blood. Some people
Yes.
have had different medical issues.
Yes.
Or cancer. Can you give blood? Some people may wonder, well, I had COVID. Can I give blood? And Stephanie can answer all those questions.
Yes,
and-
I certainly can't. I don't know. I just was thinking about that actually coming in, just exactly what is the criteria around giving blood. And because I've just gone in and gave it and
yeah.
left and
Sure. Well, you talk to Stephanie, and I'm sure they're going to have a few questions that they're going to ask you about your medical history, your medical condition, and
Yeah.
and then they'll say, okay, you are eligible or not, and then they'll also work with you on how often you can give blood, because you can't just keep giving blood unless you're like your son.
yeah.
So I mean, there's a certain amount of time you have to wait in between trips to donate. And
I
all
know
that.
my granddaughter gives blood about every 4 months,
Mhm.
and that's just her thing. So it's
Yeah.
But it's an awesome way to give back to the community and make sure that that blood is there for these people. Like I was talking about a minute ago, you're going in there every month. You're not doing it for the fun of it.
Right.
It's
Well, the thing, you think about this. If you, how many people have an accident with a bagel cutter?
yeah,
You know, so you slice your hand and you're bleeding and you go to the ER to get taken care of. You need to have blood. You're working in the yard and you cut yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have blood. You get an accident or have a sports injury or something like that. And if you get cut or whatever, you're going to need blood. So these are all situations that it's not just from an automobile accident or something major like that. There's all kinds of little things that happen or that can happen around the house or around the office that, like you say, you better be really happy that somebody decided to donate some blood so that they have it available for you.
And if you're that person like I was that needed lots and lots of blood right now, not tomorrow, but right now, and I have no idea how much blood was pumped into me. I just know I didn't have any when I got to the hospital.
Yeah.
So there must have been, I mean, how much blood is in the body anyway? I don't even know that.
Right.
I'm sure somebody's figured it out somewhere along the way, but I don't know.
Hey Siri, how much blood in a human body?
Here's what I found from Wikipedia. An average adult contains 5 to 6 quarts, roughly 4.7 to 5.7 liters, of blood, accounting for approximately 7% of their total body weight.
So,
Wow.
so 5 to 6 quarts
Yeah.
on average.
So when you're getting that pumped into you, it can't be pumped in quickly either.
Right.
I did, unfortunately, because I had lost so much blood. The needle, when they started pumping it in, the needle sucked up into my arm.
Wow.
And it had to be. So it was very traumatic.
Yeah.
Blood transfusion for me was a traumatic thing, and it ended up, they had to put the needle in between my toes. And you know, I cannot even imagine when they talk about drug addicts shooting up in their feet, and I think, oh, it just cringes from one end of me to the other.
Yeah.
You know, through the whole process of crashing through the windows and all that kind of stuff, the pain I remember the most was that one.
Yeah.
But it was still getting the blood in where it needed to be.
Yeah.
So
How do you get a hold of Stephanie? Because I bet she's got answers to all these questions that folks would have about donating blood.
yes, and she's very, very passionate about what she's doing, which was really exciting to me. This is not just a job that she does every day. Stephanie Seabreeze, which I love that name, is 575-840-8178. And you can also call down here at the radio station if you don't have.
Don't write it down while you're driving.
No, please don't do that.
So
And I didn't give anybody a second to grab a pen, so.
yeah, no. If you need Stephanie's number, I always give it out when I give the announcements. But if you want to call us here at the radio station, we'll
Yes.
definitely have that number, and that's like a cell phone. So you can call her, you can text her. If you have any questions, if you want to schedule an appointment, like they're going to be at the Hotel Artesia on the 26th from 2 to 5:30. So if you want to donate blood that day, call or text her and say, hey, when you guys come to Artesia on the 26th, I want to make an appointment, and she'll get you taken care of.
And I know I said, you know, it could be your father, your son, your whatever, but it could be you.
Well, that's true too. That's true.
And
you could need that blood.
if you're sitting here listening, it's not because you didn't know now.
That's right.
Because it's you know, you just heard it. So make plans. Make an effort. I'm going to go donate blood on the what day?
26th.
20. I need to write that down. So I have a memory about as.
There you go. You can make a note off of there. You don't mind writing in red, do you?
No.
All right. Hey, we're done for the day today, but thank you so much. And